When silence feels like a door slammed shut. Faithfulness is not measured by response, it's measured by obedience. David sent a heartfelt message to his cousin, gently opening the door to talk about faith. Days passed and nothing, not a word. That silence was louder than rejection. But instead of shutting down, David chose to keep the door open through prayer. Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not grow weary in well-doing, for at the proper time we will reap if we do not give in." When we obey God and hear nothing in return, it's tempting to quit. We've all been there. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing what you know God has called you to do, and nothing. It may not be silence. It may be inactivity. It may not be, you may not be getting the numbers in your business. You may not be getting the numbers in your class. You may not be getting the response that you desire. But the silence is deafening. The lack of response is deafening. But you know God's called you to do this. Do not grow weary in well-doing. You may have an outreach ministry that's going out and praying through the town or feeding the homeless, and it doesn't even seem like it's working. Do not grow weary in well-doing. You may be starting a new class, a new Bible study, a new mission, a new small group, a new ministry at the church. Very little response, very little growth, very little interaction. Do not grow weary in well-doing. When we obey God and hear nothing return, it's tempting to quit. But harvest doesn't happen the moment we sow. It happens when we keep sowing in faith. Trust that God's timing is working behind the scenes. What moment of silence from someone has discouraged you from sharing your faith? We're still talking about invitation during the Easter series, the Get No series challenge, and our Bible study that's going to happen this morning is going to be, what if they say no? So in your invitations, if they say no, what are you doing? What no has discouraged you? What lack has discouraged you? What fear has discouraged you? Write a note, write a message, or pray for someone who didn't respond to your latest effort. Continue to pray for them. What is our responsibility when we get the no? Our responsibility is to pray that God will open our eyes and send someone else. You never know. You may get no's for years, and all of a sudden you'll get a phone call from them, and they'll be like, "Guess what happened today? I just gave my heart to God. God finally grabbed me." And you'll be like, "Man, I've had conversation with you for years and it's never happened." You're thinking to yourself, but you praise with him anyway. God, help me stay faithful even when I feel ignored. Whew. You see the seeds I'm sowing. Even when you feel ignored, keep going. When you feel hopeless, keep going. When you feel like nothing's happening, keep going. Because God is planting seeds. Trust that he's planting those seeds through you. Trust that he's sending others to water. And trust that he's either maybe have you harvest or someone else. But he is in control. Remember, be who you're supposed to be. Do what you're supposed to do. And you will have what you're supposed to have.